Everyone, we are live. Come on in, come on in. Wayne Hansen here with no, not Judd Vance, special guest host, very special guest host, Tony from Tony's Board Life. Hey Tony, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How's it going? It's kind of fun. We actually got to talk for the first time. We've messaged like God for how knows how long, so we actually get to talk and see and actually get to talk to each other first. So I was excited when that happened. So I'm glad I could jump in and help you
Very
out.
glad, very glad. Thank you. Yeah, it's been years. We've been chatting on and off for years, and I was telling my wife about you a little bit, and I was saying he's someone that's asked about Vern, and to me that's you get right in here with me. That's special to me, and that means something. So even if it's a internet person, internet friend, I
Yep.
don't care. If you ask about Vern, you ask about my son, I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah,
So
as a father of three myself, we're kind of talking. I have a 17-year-old, almost 18-year-old daughter, so you're not quite there yet. And I have twin 13-year-old boys. So, in the fact that I actually had a Saturday morning free, it was meant to be because my one son plays soccer, so we have a game at 3:30 today. So it kind of worked out this morning that I had a couple hours to spend and get to talk about the hobby we both enjoy very much.
absolutely. For those probably wondering, well, and then Wayne, I see your mug, and Tony, that's great, but where's Judd Vance? Well, fortunately, Judd was insubordinate, so I had to put him on timeout from the show. No, I'm just kidding. He's not feeling well; he's under the weather. So though I do see him in the chat, mouthing
Yeah, well,
off. So
his
apparently, he's
taste
not
in his taste in sports team automatically gets to kick him out.
he's not
So
that sick. Oh, Bears. Hey, wait, how about my Bears, Cats, and Yankees? All you do is trash them all on your show. So yeah, Judd, I'm gonna ban you from the talking, and then
put him in
yeah, you're no
timeout.
longer Tony's new permanent co-host. Hey, congratulations, Tony.
All
Congratulations.
right, this happened to me once before. I'm not falling for that one again.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. So Judd will be back at the next show, I'm sure. Tony probably pop in and out every now and then. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm up
hoping.
for I'm up for if I'm available, I'm
Absolutely.
I'm really good for that. But
Wait.
yeah, it's like so talking about sports, I also so not only do I coach my son's soccer team, but I'm now the varsity girls bowling coach, which my daughter's the on the varsity
Really?
girls high school team.
Varsity
So
bowling, huh?
that's
Nice.
yeah, so that's a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday morning deal. So yeah, it my life's gonna be crazy this year, but I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the time with my daughter. And she plays games with me too from time to time. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun with that. So we've played oh what is it? We've definitely played Commands and Colors Ancients. She
Okay.
likes the Spartans, so we've
Oh,
been
very
focusing on
cool.
the Greek scenarios. And then we played Undaunted Normandy together and had a lot of fun with that. So we got to get back to that. And yeah, she's
Yes,
taking a
sir.
World War II history class this year.
Liking it,
It's
huh?
gonna be
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah, Vern's 3 going on. He turns 4 this month, so there's no no wargaming if he stays away from the pieces. Please don't. He may go.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
He's
it
still young enough
candy?
that he may go. Hmm.
Well,
Maybe.
I'll have to tell you, and I love telling this story. So I was playing Liberty or Death, and I had a dice tower, and I had it out, and I'd been playing it over time and time, and then come down. My one son took all the cubes and all the wooden pieces and threw them in the dice. I was like, what? I'm like,
What?
oh my god.
Why'd
He
you do
was
this
about
to me?
he was about 4 or 5 at the time, so I'm like, oh well. I was like, I wasn't doing so good on that game anyway, so I was kind of okay to reset that. So, but
Yeah,
I
it
was
may
like,
have been an accident, huh?
yeah, I mean, yeah, it
Um,
was an accident. I was like, hey, bud, just go ahead and have fun. So now they know that they have after that. I mean, it was funny. I laughed it off and everything, but I said, guys, can you just not mess with my stuff? And they're like, okay, Dad. I was like, fine.
yeah, please don't. Like, I get it, but please don't.
There's
Let's
a
make
reason
that
I
one
don't have a
fun.
cat. Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of that online with people with cat. Oh, my cat got in all my wrecked my games. What do you do about it? Just don't have a cat then.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe obviously they
They
love the
are the
cat,
spawn of
but
the devil, and Pope
yeah, I'm not a
Gregory
cat.
the
I'm a dog guy,
16th
not a cat
said
guy.
that
So
properly.
I'm like,
He,
when it comes to my work, when people call in and get a dog, yeah, I'll go catch a dog, no problem. I got treats and a leash, and I can snatch up a dog pretty well. I don't mind putting him in my squad car and taking him into doggy jail. But when it comes to a cat or something, I mean, like we don't catch cats. Even if I'd be like,
That's the fire department. Let the fire department deal with the
They'll
cats.
help you with that. Well, so we had a few more people trickling on in, which I love to see. So again, Wayne, and then we have Judd is out, not feeling well, although he feels well enough to chat with us apparently. So I feel like he's kind of playing sicky from work here. But no, it's good. Hopefully he feels better soon. So I have Tony's board life. Welcome. It is sunny Minnesota, and yes, I know. Hang on, give me a second, everybody. So for those who've been watching my channel for years, I lived in Missouri. When I started the channel, I was in Missouri, so there's a lot of Missouri stuff back then. I live in Minnesota now, but Wayne, you're wearing Wisconsin Badgers, Milwaukee Brewers. I am from Wisconsin. I was born there originally. So, but today it's supposed to be a record-setting high of 88 degrees. Lovely.
I got 89 here, and I'm in northwest Ohio, so 89.
Lovely fall October weather, huh?
Yep.
Really gets
and then
you
it's
in the
going to
mood
be
for
60 in about 3 days. So
yeah, it will. So it will drop. I think literally by Monday. I think it's supposed to really drop. So I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, I'm ready for fall. I'm a big fall guy. I like the chilly air. So
I'm a big guy in general. So big guys like cooler weather. Like we don't like hot weather.
Yes. Yep.
And and my wife loves it. She loves decorating for the season. So she's already started, and it's kind of funny seeing all the spooky season stuff out. And I'm like, oh, it's 90 degrees. Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. 88 degrees in Fahrenheit. That is Fahrenheit for our international viewers. That's freedom units, not Celsius, just to clarify. All right. Well, check on over in the chat. What's everyone saying here? I've been chit-chatting myself. I haven't even checked it. Oh, Judd says, so coughing a lot this morning, by the way. Might be me with barking dog getting back link for the cheap seats this week. Yeah, well, it's great. It's great to see it, bud. I'll feel better for sure. So late, but I'm glad to be here.
Yep.
Lars, I don't remember where you are, but
nope. He says Southeast Asia, a little bit farther down.
Oh, that's right. I think I remember. Yeah, Lars, you were here last show, right? And you were because I made some comment about the time zones, and then you had to kind of give me sort of the American check, where you were like, "Well, Asia's a pretty big place," and I was like, "I understand that." Like, I'm not an expert on geography, but I do understand Asia as a very large continent, a very large area. But thank you for the check.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah. Indonesia is where he's at. Okay, yeah.
So
well, he's about as far. He's pretty far.
That makes sense for
east
sure.
In Asia, not all the way, but yeah.
And by the way, everybody, apologies. I do have a cold. Sorry, Tony. I do have a cold. Hanson family's been wrecked from this cold, so if I'll try to mute it. If I got to do anything that is not fun to watch on screen or hide the camera, hide my under the hat. But we'll get through it, everybody. We're fighting through it. That's what we do around here, right, Tony?
Yep. Yeah, we make it through. We do what we got to do. So I am a social studies teacher by trade. I do know my geography. I love it. Know my history, but don't ask for details because I can't. I'm not supposed to. I can't teach details because I don't have enough time to teach details. Yeah. The only class I'm actually teaching details in is I have a World War II class that I'm teaching, the history of World War II.
Oh man, that'd be fun.
So I'm just getting into the fall of Dunkirk. We've been we've been in school for about a month and a half now. So yeah, we're just getting to Dunkirk. So we're going to watch the Dunkirk movie, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to it. They're all seniors, so they all had to sign them and their parents all had to sign a notification. Yeah. I have the old version of that, the original Dunkirk one. So
gotta get this one. So my review goes up in I think 2 days.
Oh, if you liked it, I'm not going to get it then.
Where's that ban button? I can't never find the ban button when I need
the ban button fast enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I know he took it a little bit farther than his original version of it, so I know there's a little bit more to it. But still, the other Dunkirk that Herman did, the first version of that first edition, whatever, is still pretty tough. So yeah, it's still pretty tough. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's not too complicated or too hard, but it's still a lot of fun. I took it on vacation. That's what those games are good for. Vacation. When everybody else is chilling out on their phones, I prefer to be playing a
lot of those like White Dog games or
I love me White Dog games, especially Arbin Madison. He seems to I have not found a bad game of his.
No, any of them I played. The only thing that happens to me with him is just something like I had I picked up Gift of the Nile. I started reading it, and I set it up, and I went, I don't know how to pronounce any of these words. He's using all the real terms
Yeah,
from
yeah.
fourth
They didn't.
century
Yeah, they
Egypt,
didn't Americanize the
fourth
terms.
fourth century BC, or like 14th century BC, whatever. Fourth. I mean, I'm like, I'm lost with all of these words and terms. And so it's like, you know what? It's going to go on the shelf until I get a little bit more study in on real ancient Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's not a knock on the game. It's just like the reality of it. So
Yeah,
especially,
and Arbit Medicine definitely puts his history in the game. So that's
yep,
what like.
yep.
But yeah,
Well, and
I mean,
especially
he can take a States of Siege and totally change it, and
it
it's
doesn't
still
feel
safe.
like a old school States of Siege game for sure. That's why I hate some of these games. I hate to describe them as it's built on a States of Siege engine because it some people are very dismissive of that, which I think is
Mhm.
they're doing themselves a disservice. I'm going to let them say that, but they're doing themselves a disservice with a lot of these games.
Mhm.
This isn't Israeli independence, and not even a knock on that because that really I don't know if it was the first one in the series with that engine, but I mean it was, if not the first, one of the first,
Mhm.
introduced that new style of solitaire wargaming that we're getting to experience now really in depth. But um Tony, what I was gonna say is that this is like covering on like a channel like this. If you're covering games on a channel, you want to not only playing it, but then maybe being able to describe it on video. You want to have
Yeah,
some level of knowledge.
yeah.
And if I don't feel that or I don't feel comfortable with it, I really try not to show it
Mhm. On the
on my
channel.
channel.
Yeah.
With when I was doing a game from a company that I no longer cover for for certain reasons, but it was Hearts and Minds, like third edition, I think it
Okay.
was. Um, I was doing the solo stuff. I mean, I had like printed out all the names with pronunciation guide so that
Mhm.
I could try to pronounce all these Vietnamese
Vietnamese names.
locations,
Yeah.
correctly, or at least as correctly as I could, right? And I still had multiple people saying like, you mispronounced this wrong and this wrong, and it's like, thanks. Like I
Yeah.
understand that I'm not native Vietnamese and I don't live in Vietnam, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm not gonna just be dismissive of other people and their cultures and their place names, but I'm just gonna be able to do my best, and my best is not perfect.
Just
So
remember, mispronouncing things is what Americans do. That's like
yeah.
our thing is mispronouncing everybody else's name. So like,
Well,
yeah,
I feel like I'm
yeah,
perpetuating the stereotype with each time I do it.
yeah,
So then next thing you know, it's like, well, you mispronounce whatever word. And I will say it does suck when it's like I'll watch a video or I'll see my comments on one of my videos and people will say like, oh, you mispronounced whatever, a very important word like place name for the
yeah.
entire like hour long video. I was mispronouncing oh, it's from, I'm thinking of what is it? It's the States of Siege style game from Worthington, the English Civil War one. A Cruel
Oh,
Necessity. Cruel, Cruel Necessity,
cruel
right?
necessity.
Yeah,
Cruel
Cruel
necessity.
Necessity. It was Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
I was saying
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh,
Yeah. No, it's Edinburgh.
and yeah, Edinburgh. And they're like, it's Edinburgh, and I'm like, well, enjoy my hour and a half video of me saying Edinburgh. Hopefully, you can get past it to the game itself.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
yeah. It's funny because I got Ruff always correcting me in the course. It's not Shire. It's Sure. It's
yeah,
Lincolnshire, not Lincolnshire. Like type
Lincolnshire.
things like
Like, well,
that.
I'm
Yeah.
saying Shire because it sounds cooler than sure.
Well, I'm from the Shire, Lord of the Rings. We're all Lord of the Rings, so when we see Shire in a word, we're gonna put Shire into it. But
Well, and they make
for
fun of us for like these weird names sometimes. It's like, listen, you have the river Thames is spelled Thames. It's like,
you add U's into your words that don't make sense.
oh, and then what's Leicester? Don't even ask me
Lester,
how
yep,
that's spelled.
yeah, it's Leicester. I think
Leicester,
yeah,
Leicester? No, it's Leicester.
it's
Are you sure? I think I know better than you because it doesn't look
well.
like Leicester.
Here's the thing: we just took all their names and just put them as our cities too. So
I'm down for
we
it.
don't have York, we have New York. you
Yeah,
know,
it's new. It's newer. It's newer.
it's
It's
just
better.
new. Yeah, yeah.
Just like
It's
wargaming.
Boston, there's two Bostons. We have Boston, they have a Boston. So yeah, so
Should
yeah,
be
it's
New
always fun.
Boston.
Ruff always corrects me on that, and of course I have to give him a little, every once in a while just to, um, just to get that going. So,
Yep.
ooh, favorite white dog, Ben
Oh,
Madison
that's
white
a
dog game.
different Judd. That's a different show. What are you trying to do here, buddy? What's your favorite Venezuela White Dog games? I'm not. Judd, you're messing up the flow. We got a different topic for this week.
I'll
Oh
give
my
him
god.
one. and it's my favorite. I'll
Please,
give him
okay,
one.
one. Everyone gets one.
Yes,
One,
Mrs.
everybody.
Thatcher's War.
Mrs. Thatcher's War.
Yep, I'll grab it real quick.
Choice. Interesting. Mrs. Thatcher's War. Jacked up language. We learned in the US. Yeah, Lars. We're just US is just we're just beginning our messing up.
And I have the banned in Argentina copy too.
Banned in Argentina. Is that true? Is it really banned? I see people online. Is that true? Is it really banned in Argentina?
That is,
I don't know.
That's honestly my favorite one. I do like his American Revolution one, but I get beat to hell every time I play that game. Like, how do you win with this? And I just haven't got onto a lot of his newer stuff that I want to get to. I was watching, and you probably watched Stuka do his the black skin, black shirt, like Rob was talking about.
Yeah, I saw some of that. Yep.
Yeah, Stuka's played it twice. So, hey, on Substack, for those that like the States of Siege, on Substack, there's a guy that is, I can't remember how he's a part of the States of Siege, but his whole Substack is about States of Siege games.
David Kennedy.
Yeah. I like ran across it. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And so I started going through and reading, and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. Yeah.
He used to message me and email me, and God bless you, David. I have stopped. I think I maybe forgot to respond once and had never responded back all the time, because I've covered, obviously, Solitaire Channel. I cover a lot of the States of Siege games, and he used to message me all the time with all these long, such interesting information, and I'm like, man, this is great stuff, but you're deep diving in stuff that I've scratched, but that's about it. And I'm glad to see he has a Substack, and he's I've seen him posting online other places too. So, so one game, you get your one, I'll do one, and then we'll go on to other stuff. This is a whole different show topic, Judd. I can't believe you bring this up. You recommend, that's it. Where's the ban button? I can't find it again. And I know, by the way, Judd, you said, so our last show you mentioned global. Well, not our last show. It was Ham Tag. You had said, if anyone's watched that, go check it out over on Chief's channel. But global war. Judd had said global war. Yours was like your favorite, like, recent one. Maybe not favorite of all time, but I think your favorite out of like the last 5 years or something. But
it's anyway, kind of one of those. What's my favorite Ben Madison game? Well, what did I play lately?
Yeah. Let's see.
What game did I play last?
So for me, and we got some great ones out here. I see, the mission.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, you mentioned that just came out. First Jihad, Lost Cause, right? Judd, but that's First Jihad, which I covered on YouTube and got a lot of attention, and thankfully I did not respond to any sort of controversial stuff, or on Board Game Geek, excuse me, because we're not political on this channel, but I don't want to be banned on Board Game Geek because I do use it a lot. It's a great resource, and I post on there, so I'm like, I'm going to stay as non-controversial as possible on there. So First Jihad is fun. Very different experience for playing the advanced game or not. I agree with that, by the way. Don't tread on me. So yeah, I mean, here's the deal. You see all these games. Okay, now we're just listing off people. You're just listing off every single Arben
Madison game.
Yeah, that exists. Which does show maybe that people pick your favorite based on topic more so maybe than mechanics. I mean, mechanics can obviously come into play, but I can see topic. So I know that. So what David says here, for me, I'm probably the same. I think Jeff Davis, Confederacy of War, probably really just, man, what a Civil War game. And if you're interested in the American Civil War, gosh, that's what a game. I don't even know what to say to it. And there's controversial stuff in it, and there's stuff that we're not gonna talk about on the channel per se, that were a part of the Civil War, and it was a reality. And I think that I know some people didn't like that there were parts in there that were, well, that's bad. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
and that's part of the history. It was horrible, but that's also was part of the Confederacy, and it was part of the South's war effort. And the fact it's included is both like a little it gives you a little anxiety, but it's also like, wow, what a powerful part of the game, and it's just really interesting. And then it's well put together. The map's a mess. It's all over the place. It's like mass. It's just covered in stuff, and it's hard to so it's not perfect. I know, Arben Madison does a lot of I don't know if he does his own art or what, and God bless you, sir, because you do better than I would do. But there's definitely sometimes where it's like, oh man, if we just had a little bit more professionally done art, it would take it to the even next level. But if I had to pick one,
on the map. Yeah,
probably Jeff Davis. Yeah, the map's a little bit messy, but if I had to pick one, it's Jeff Davis.
Yeah, that one is on. I've looked at the other one that I haven't got that I want to get is Byzantium, the Sword of Orthodoxy. That's the other one that I'm really interested in getting with
Yeah.
that. Or the Mexican. Oh, he didn't do the Mexican Revolution one, I don't think.
No. Did I get Byzantium? I think I got that one too. Did I? No, maybe I didn't. Oh no. Well, I probably didn't because I knew I didn't have
No,
time
that's
to.
David Kershaw that did the Mexican, the Viva Mexico.
He does some great ones too, David
Yeah.
Kershaw, but that's different.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah,
different.
he's got the
different when it comes
Moog
to this
and
point. So.
yeah. Yeah, White Dog's got some pretty good designers there. I know the guy at White Dog's a little he's rubbed some people the wrong way. Some designers
Yeah,
the
it
wrong way,
happens,
but
and I'm not gonna knock anyone, by the way,
yeah.
that responds to that or feels a certain way and is like, well, then I'm not going to deal with him or deal with this person, because I'm doing the same way with a certain large wargame publisher that, again, we're not going to get into details, but based on a prior review, God, now from like 5 years ago,
Oh, geez.
a Charlie winner, a Charlie award winning review, by the way, everybody. So let's not come down too hard on old Wayne here. I
Is
do
that
what I
the
can.
one? Is that the one where you like? Did you throw it away or something?
I threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
I was like, it was
Tom
all like a fun
Vassell
joke.
once threw a game off a building, like off a roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't, I mean, I basically stole that idea from him. Like I was inspired. I'm sorry, I was inspired. I was inspired by his idea to like toss a game. But I was like, I'm not going up on my house roof. He was on like a commercial building or something. So
better,
like,
at least.
I'm just gonna throw it in the trash. I'm gonna film myself throw it in the trash. Oh my God, what a controversy that was. Yes,
He
it was.
stepped in
Yes,
it
it
on
was
that one. I remember that. I
designed to
thought it
get
was
people's
hilarious.
attention. But I mean,
I thought it was
I don't care
hilarious.
if you like it or not. Like, come on, man. So anyway,
Take a joke, people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was a review of a trash can.
Hey,
Stuka's in the chat. Yeah, he thought
Stuka,
it was a
get out. You're banned too now. Hang on, temporary ban.
I thought it was a
30-minute
review
ban.
of a
You
trash
come back.
can.
Review
This
of a
trash can's great. It can hold this game.
It was a review of a trash can, or a trash game, I should say. Heyo. All right, so
yeah.
And
He's
so
waiting
wait
for
for
your
Wayne's Dunkirk
Dunkirk
review for
review.
purchasing Herman's latest. My review goes up on Monday. It should go. It's already filmed and edited and all that. I should publish on Monday, I believe. So it's just in 2 days. Spoiler alert, really enjoyed it. The game is longer now. It is more in depth. It is not a fast playing game. It's still really difficult as well to achieve any sort of historical victory level, in my opinion. But if you don't mind a longer game, you can leave. I can leave my game set up. So for me, if it's a solitaire game that takes 6 hours to play, I usually don't sit for 6 hours and play a game. I'll be honest, not at one go. But I'll play an hour or two. It's very easy. You flip a card, resolve everything. You're done. You can walk away. You come back, flip another card, whatever you want. Works very well for that. I mentioned all that in my review, but I do recommend it as long as you're okay with those things. If it's going to be a longer game, more in depth than a spoiled victory. But there's a lot to like. I would consider it like the deluxe version of a spoiled victory. They don't call it that for whatever reason. It's not that, but
different
it really
company.
is.
That's probably why. Yeah, different companies.
Different company. So yeah, but
I have the spoiled victory. I don't have the new one. I'm trying to play more than buy, which is
great idea.
Do.
Great idea. Well, and that's look, it was as Tony was giving me crap before we went live. Got some holes in the shelves here. I don't know if anyone's ever seen those before. Those are where you can actually fit extra. There's actually extra room for what are called games. Like you can. Most people don't seem to have that, and I usually don't either. But right now, I actually have a little more room, so I can squeeze some extra games in here. But there's always so much to cover.
It's coming to the point where I'm getting to the point in the hobby where I'm more wanting to get into the game. Play a game multiple times, and that's the one problem with us YouTubers is we kind of have to go on to the next game. We can't just throw it up again and play it again because people don't. And so I've got to the point where I'm like, okay, I've got my channel established, and I know Wayne, you have too. You can technically play a game a couple of times, and honestly, I find it the second time is so much better to play sometimes because you understand a little bit more. You're not just learning it through. I mean, I usually do try to play a turn or two before I record just so I have an example of how the turn goes. But sometimes you don't run into the issues until later on where you're like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago. So
yeah, that's different. Or I just learned that or whatever.
Yeah.
One
of the games that I'm getting into, I don't know if you've seen this one, but it's Bloody Lane, the solitaire one.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
I think it's right there. I think that's what that is. Maybe? Yeah, it must be right there laying down. Uh, the designer Vincent Cooper.
Yep, he sent me that
He
copy.
sent that to me. And if you guys remember from my show from whatever it was 2+ years ago when I did it regularly when I lived in Missouri, I had a whole episode where I was like, I do not play book war games, and I still don't. Except he sent me that, and I said fine because he's. I will. I'm not even know with this one. I'm gonna do a full review because like I've talked to him on and off for. It'd be like Tony if you did a board game,
Yep.
a war game. I don't know if I could really do a real review and be like, yeah, this part sucks, and here's why.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, because me and Vince, we've talked enough. Like, I kind of consider him a friend. It'd be hard to do a full review, but I'm definitely probably gonna end up covering it on my channel. But anyway, he said it to me. I was like, fine, a book war game, fine. I'll deal with one, but I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of them because I already am putting it together, and I'm like, oh, this is arts and crafts.
Well, here's what I did. I'm gonna take you guys over.
Whoa!
So I actually
Journey.
I actually printed out the map. So there's new graphic ones. If you go out to if you go to BGG, there's new graphic updates.
Yeah.
So I just have one counter. So I bought these wooden like Scrabble pieces. They're like 1 inch square, and I put them on stickers. So I can just cut out the stickers and put the stickers on them.
You get those off Amazon?
The squares, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I bought the exact same things for this game. I'm not kidding. I have them over here.
Yeah, they're like a bag of them. I got a bag of them. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think I got that same bag. Because I'm like, I'm not sticking in this stupid cardstock. It's just not what I do. I'm not a big fan of that. Yep, exactly. Yep. So I played the beginner just to get Vince is in. He's in the chat.
he's fame.
Yep.
Yes, you're famous now, buddy.
Yep. So I actually played the beginner game just to get a handle of it, and I had lost all my artillery and all my officers, which is not good.
No.
Because you can't recover without officers.
Oh boy.
Unless you get the reinforcements in there, and the Union artillery was quite effective in my game. I still won because it was the beginner, and basically you just need to survive the 20 turns.
Yep.
And I took out most of their units. I think I had like 11 units. But I'm going to go with the regular, and I'm going to do what Stuka did and do a live stream as I'm playing it because it's pretty fun to do. There's not a whole lot of, like with the States of Siege, it's so easy to do a live stream of it. So I plan on doing a live stream of it, but I've got to finish my Aliens game because that's on the table I do my live streams on. So
very nice. Okay.
So I got to finish that one, and we'll see how that goes. I made a few mistakes, but who doesn't make mistakes when you play the games, especially when you're
I know I do, and I will play them, and like I'll play multiple games depending on again how long they are and how much it interests me, just to be honest. And then I will so when I do my live stream, or not, I'm sorry, not live streams, but when I do my recorded playthroughs, I'm trying to teach games and show it off. I do my best to have a few mistakes as possible, and I will. There's a little inside secret, everybody. Don't tell anybody. I will sometimes stack the deck or pre-plan, or I will film the dice rolls separately and edit I'll stop recording, record roll. If it's not the result I want, I'll redo it.
Oh, to show when you're showing
show
off
it off.
Game. Yeah.
I'm not I'm cheating. I'm showing it off in a video.
You're not playing the game to play the game. You're playing the game to show it off and show because
it's not a tournament. But I'm just trying to show it off. So and I'm trying to do a good job of that. And I still get, people post, and every now and then, they'll say something, and I'm like, aha, I actually was right, and here's why. But a lot of times it's like, yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, I missed
that. I'll say, and I've had some people are very cool. They point it out, say, no problem, otherwise love the video, whatever, blah, blah, one mistake in an hour, who cares? Other people, it's like, wow, you ruined it. I saw 2 mistakes in the first 15 minutes. I stopped watching then. Like, okay, sorry. Like, I'm not a professional. I don't get paid to do this.
I'm not the
best case scenario, I get $2 in ad money a video, and I get maybe the copy was a review copy. Okay, review copies they're not swag. They're something someone sends me to cover on my channel, so it helps both of us. I get to play a game, but then they get potential sales because it's on my channel. Mm-hmm. So it's what I mean. It's just like it's win-win for everybody, and you guys get to see it in action. But
yeah,
Tony, we've been chit-chatting and BSing for half an hour. Shows half hour. We haven't got to our topic. And what is the topic today? Why, it is our favorite non-solitaire war games to solo. Say that 3 times fast. All right.
No kidding.
Tony, do you want to go first? Should I go
Yeah,
first?
I'll go first
No,
because
no number. Oh, sorry. Let me set the stage quick. So no,
yep.
there's no numbers on this. We're not. It's not top. It's not 3, 5, 20. It is however many we each have. I think we have around just a handful each.
Yep.
But there's no numbers, and then we'll probably ask you guys what yours are. So if you want to try to save yours until the end, please. But you can talk if you want in between. But we're just going to cover ours, and then we'll dive into your guys's as well. So Tony, you want to?
Yeah, so one thing when you put this up, I'm like, what makes a good non-solitaire war game to solo? What makes it good? And the one thing I come up with every time, and I'm looking at all these games, and 3 out of the 4 of them that I have are chit draw, or well, 2 of the 4 are chit draw, and 2 of them there's an initiative roll where you don't know who's going first. It's not an I go you go. Every time it's the same one. I found that the I go you goes are very boring to solitaire. And in some cases, I think they're kind of boring to play anyways because there's not enough randomness in it. You can kind of predict what you're going to do. I mean, even
very controversial
OCS,
there, Tony. Very stunning and brave. Controversial with that statement.
Yeah, OCS. Well, yeah, you can't barely can find a I go you go where it's the same no matter what.
I'm gonna clip that what you said there. I'm gonna put it on the internet all over the place, and we'll see what people think about you after this.
But I like where the person can change. Even OCS, you have to roll for initiative at the beginning to change it. I love OCS. I don't like playing it solo but the nice thing about OCS, if you miss a modifier or something, the CTR is so like generous that you're probably not going to screw up the game, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the first one is actually one that I've actually played yesterday with Ruff, and the designer, Mick Miklos, and it's honestly the series, the BOAR series. So in this case, we played Monmouth. It's fun because not all of them are really solo friendly. There's a couple of them that are definitely not. Savannah and Pensacola are 2 that are not.
What's the series name, Tony?
Battles of the American Revolution.
Nice.
So there's 2 tri-packs, maybe a third. Cannot confirm or deny that. At least that's the way Mick said it yesterday. So
inside secrets, everybody.
Yeah. Also, so if you do like that series, Mick put out yesterday that next year is our 250th anniversary of the United States. It's our 250th birthday, and they are doing GMT is sponsoring a Battles of American Revolution, a RevCon, in September of next year. It's either going to be in Camden, South Carolina, with the battle there, or in Utica, New York, which is really close to a couple of the other battles. So he doesn't have the details, but that was a big announcement he put on because he was on yesterday, and that was really big. And they've actually got 2 more modules they're looking at. Green Springs, which is a battle I want to get because that's all about Anthony Wayne, and it's right leading up to Yorktown. Yeah, exactly.
Tony and Wayne in one. Anthony and Wayne in one.
Anthony and Wayne in one. Yeah, there we go.
Well, he's our new favorite. He's my new favorite guy. I don't know about you, but
and there's another one too. So they've actually got 2 more BOAR modules about volumes to come out. I think he's at 11 and 12. So pretty extensive on that. But there's an initiative roll right at the beginning. It makes it so you don't know who's going to go first, and that matters. There was a couple of the tactics. They actually have a good solitaire tactics table to help you. You can roll on the other one. You pick your tactic, and then you can roll on the chart, find out what they picked, and you just never know what's going to happen with that. So they do a pretty good job. But that's one I definitely enjoy soloing. That's not a solitaire. There's some assistance to it, but it's not a solitaire game by any means.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we're looking at right now today, everybody. So these are our favorite non-solitaire war games to solo, and they may, and depending on the game, maybe have an assistant, maybe have ways people have come up with, whatever. They're not designed solitaire for sure. So, excuse me about the cough here. All right, trying to mute the mic when I can again.
That actually worked out perftly. you timed that right on there. Yep.
Yeah. Hanson household is struggling here, but we'll survive. All right. So what I got, and by the way, really interesting there, Tony. I have not played a lot of American Revolution games, and I want to. Like that's a whole topic and area that I at some point I want to deep dive in. You know, books, and which usually what I do with my things. I'll get into some books
Yep.
and I'll start reading some stuff. I'll watch a documentary or a movie, and then I'll play some games. I will start doing that at some point. I definitely will. I just haven't yet, so I don't have many games on Revolutionary War. I just really don't. So
Yeah,
definitely interested in that.
actually, Mick was talking about that when he brought out the first volume about 27 years ago. I think he said there was very few, there was no tactical games to put it out there, and there were very few American Revolution games. And now, Mick was telling me every major publisher has some sort of American Revolution game now, and so yeah, it's pretty interesting on that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
See like these subjects evolve over
Yeah,
time.
they're war gamed quite a bit more.
Even
A lot of it's
recently.
because a lot of it was because there wasn't the battles. We think looking back, they're not that huge. Like they really weren't
Yeah.
large
Oh yeah.
numbers.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Well, what I'm doing is I have a few I'll look at here probably. I First one is I guess is I wouldn't say it's part of a series, but it definitely has a system. Has a very popular system, and it was talked about. Oh, okay, another person getting banned here. Okay, John, you're out of
Hey,
here.
I didn't scream it. I just motioned
Yeah,
to it. So yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to do my intro here, and I'm getting interrupted by Ohio State fans, and I can't have it. All right, so this is part of it. I did talk about this game as getting me into wargaming because I am definitely a new-ish wargamer, at least compared to you guys out there who have been wargaming for decades upon decades.
Oh, I'm only about 12 years in now.
Oh,
The
fantastic,
boys are
fantastic! And this,
13. This was my hobby when the boys when my twins were born. This became my hobby when the
you're
twins were
like
born.
this. I found one. I found one that works. And just to cut to the chase here,
Oh,
Memoir
nice.
44. So this is the refresh version, like the new one just published. I don't think there's a lot of huge changes, but I got rid of my original copy from however long ago at some point, and this is the refreshed version, so it's not. I haven't even gotten this one played yet. But I think it's got some new sculpts. I did look at the miniatures; they're actually really nice for like a very. It's funny how parts of this like this box is like the flimsiest box for this head. I'm like, what is this crap?
Yeah.
From Asmodee, I think Days of Wonder / Asmodee Group.
Yeah.
You know, definitely all about the money.
Yeah.
And just saying, but the sculpts themselves, the miniatures are really nice looking. But anyway, Memoir 44. You know, I haven't played it as much lately, but this got me into wargaming, and I actually started solo. My girlfriend at the time, we played like one or two games. She was not into World War II like I was, but I just loved it, and I immediately. I don't know if I can't remember. It came up my own ways, and then I looked online. I was like, "Oh, these are even better." You know, the three cards, and the pick,
Yep.
the want to discard and draw again, and all these things. And I was doing those things, and obviously, Memoir 44, Richard Borg. You know all the games that are with that system, and I think there's even like now a Star Wars one, Battle of
Red
Hoth.
Alert. Yeah, Red Alert. There's World War One. What else is
Um,
there?
there's the Civil War, Battle
Yep.
Cry,
Battle
and
Cry.
then I don't know. Anyway, point
Yeah,
is though,
it's the commands and color systems
Command's
altogether.
color
Yeah.
system, obviously. So Command's color system and Memoir 44 for me not only got me into the hobby, but I loved it, and I loved playing it solo. I was like, this is just perfect the way that with the cards for me, doing the three, and then I found with this refresh version, which I want to get covered on my channel as well. I found an app that has like a solo. It's
Oh,
not a
really?
solo bot at all, but it shows the cards. They pop up, and you click, and then it'll shuffle, discard, and it takes care of all that for you. So you don't even have to manage the cards, and it has the terrain, everything on there, so you can click through and see what the terrain modifiers do for each of the
Oh, nice.
scenarios and battle packs you have. Which I'll just do the base game for now. But Memoir 44, Richard Borg. Obviously, it's a system one, but it's not a solitaire game at all. But I love playing it solo.
As Judd says, the Stuka Joe variant is fun to play because I have the Revolutionary War one plus all of well, not all of. I have almost all of the ancients. I'm just missing the epic battles, and I do have both medievals and one of the Napoleon games as well. So
Yep.
if there's a topic you like there is a game in this system.
Yes, this system's got it covered, and that's so. I guess yeah. I mean, really, yeah. All mine, okay. All mine are system games. Like we talk about, me and Tony talk about this a little bit pre-show, pre going live. But yes, it's. I guess they're all system games. Oh, well, what can I say? They seem to just work really well for this type of because you learn the system, you have the core down, and then now you can adapt from game to game, and that makes it that much easier when you're playing solitaire, right?
Yeah. Battle Cry is the one I would like to get, and I don't have. And they're like, because there's not many out there. If I remember right, they're not publishing it anymore. So if you find a used copy, it's usually way too expensive for my budget or what I would want to pay for it. So yeah,
for sure. Member 44.
So,
that's it. Tony, what do you got?
Next one I got is again another series, and it's another Great Battle series. And this is because it's Civil War, and it's the Great Battles of the American Revolution. There is zero hidden information in this game, which is really cool. And it's a
Those
chit draw,
though, aren't they? That's like those are like pretty. That's like Grognard style
yes,
gaming.
yeah. This is
yeah.
I have another one.
Oh boy.
Of Civil War, and I'll bring it up. That'll be my last one, whatever, because it's just at the bottom of the pile, not like it's the best one. But yeah, this is very, very crunchy. They call it the ASL of Civil War, and I kind of see that, but I kind of don't. There's a lot of details.
Not for Wayne, but
yeah, no, this is and actually, this is Stigler's game he just brought out, which is if you want to learn the game, this is the best one. There are very few counters. It is the full rule set, but the maps are smaller and there's very few counters. I think there's like one counter sheet of units and that's it. So
I love
and
that.
then you can get into bigger games if you want. But this one right here, and then Death Valley is also pretty good. The only thing I'd say about Death Valley is if you're starting, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of exceptions to the rules in that one. Well, this one, those exceptions are limited, and it's a bunch of small battles. So there's 4 battles in this one. They're all, I think the biggest one is a half a map sheet. So it's, and like I said, if you can do few counters, small map sheets, you can put it on your counter. It works out. And the turn numbers are quite shorter too. I think they're like between like 6 and 10 type deal.
Okay.
Also, if you want to know how to play that game, go watch Wardrobe or Hex and Count Hex to Hex. They did live streams with Ross, who actually developed the Vassal module, and he's an ASL player, and he deep dived. He got super focused on the GBACW system and like knows it inside and out. So, matter of fact, he actually has his channel is really big on teaching it and stuff like that. So cool. Really good system, fun to play. If you want something heavy, that's the heavy system to
crunchy, heavy, but sounds like there's some good resources out there if you're if you're going to look for it, if you want to learn it, you need a little help.
And again, it's chit draw.
It is chit draw. Okay.
So basically when you put so many activations in, so you don't know who's going to go next until the chit gets pulled out.
Yeah.
And you can get some end turns in there. Yeah, it's really, really fun. I really enjoy it because of the randomness. That's what I think makes a non-solitaire war game easier to solo is when there's enough randomness in it. So
yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And I've been scared away from Great Battles, American Civil War, because of the complexity to the game and the game system, I should say. It's just something that, as Tony, you and I talked about earlier, it was pre-show or not, is the fact that we, having YouTube channels and stuff, sometimes it's harder to deep dive into a system or game. You've been doing it more lately, which is awesome. I still find myself, I'm not there yet. I'm sure I could, and I could just, whatever, it is what it is, right? But I don't really do that. So for the most part, I look at a game like that, a game system like that, and I just say, that's a lot to cover and learn, and you know what? I'm gonna, instead of doing that, I'm gonna focus on a few other games, and and there's no right or wrong way to obviously to war game, but that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm definitely, I'm interested. I could easily see at some point me saying, all right, it's time, and diving in. But speaking of chit pull, and speaking of American Civil War, and speaking of randomness and chaos, I will pick, and this is one game out of a series with now I think 14 games and growing. Dun, 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 blind swords. You got long street attacks. I got thunder at dawn. Oh, I
Yep.
think my broadcast is backwards, isn't it? Oh no.
No, it doesn't. I see it. I see it correctly.
You see it normal. Okay,
Yes.
on my
See,
screen.
mine looks backwards too. So,
Oh,
but yeah,
I
it's
see
the
it. Yeah,
correct.
long street attacks. Perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is where I was gonna go with this one. So I thought I kind of knew where you were gonna go as soon as you said Chit Draw
of
and Civil
course,
War.
of
I'm like, I
course.
know exactly what you're doing.
I have covered this on my these multiple of these games on my channel. I'm gonna keep covering them. So blind swords, the system, American Civil War. Started with Stonewall Sword, I believe was the first one, and I've got I don't have quite all of them, but I have close to all of them, and I probably will get all of them at some point. I'm showing off Thunder Dawn because this was first off Battle of Wilson's Creek. So when I lived in Missouri, I lived about a mile from the battlefield, and I used to go there all the time. And I actually assisted in a very small way. This was just after COVID, so I assisted. I did some playtesting, and then I assisted with going to the battlefield. And the designer Claude Whalen, he wasn't able to get there, so I would go. I took videos and a whole bunch of pictures. I'm going up Bloody Hill, and I was gassed by I got to the top. So I don't blame the looking at the hill. I was like, well, this isn't that bad. And I get to the top, just walking, holding a camera or my phone recording versus I don't know, running, holding a rifle. And,
With shot going over your head.
yeah, and I was gassed, and I'm like, okay, I get it a little bit. But all of them, every one of them I've enjoyed that I've played. I don't think there's a bad game in the system. So the system, Fog of War style, but not in a. It's completely 2-player game. It's not a solitaire game at all, but it is chit draw in like its purest form, where you are drawing from both sides. So it's not from the same cup. So it's not, some chit draw games are, well, you're drawing from one side and then the other side's forces available, right? So you do know which side's going to activate. You don't know who or what.
Nope.
What leader? Is it a CIC? Is it a brigade commander? And then, or is it a special event? Is it a random event? Those chits are in there. Then there's random events that for each side, Union or Confederates, and then also there's usually several random events that are kind of generic, Fog of War style. Anything can happen to anybody, and then in that case you're rolling dice. And the activations. Oh, I drew this commander. Oh, fantastic! Let's go ahead. Wait, they probably have a command rating you have to roll against. You don't even know if you're going to get a full activation or a limited activation. I love that.
Yes.
I've seen people online. I hate the randomness. Well, you know what? Then I hate you. Just kidding, everybody. Just kidding. Every different games for different people.
Yep.
And then and that's the system itself. And then you get into the topic. I have just been falling in love with the American Civil War as a topic. It's just the from everything from, how should I say this? I mean, just the catastrophe and the horror of the people and the people that were involved and the people being fought over and the people who fought it, and also the majesty and the romance of the battles and of the generals sitting on their horses standing tall, of U.S. Grant, of Robert E. Lee, like just everything, right? The best and the worst of people, the best and the worst of America. Like, what a fascinating war that we had, this Civil War like that, and the way it happened, and just so much to it. And that's probably why it's something like I met earlier with Arben Madison. Jeff Davis, probably my favorite game of his, right? Civil War style. So American Civil War, blind sword system, so easy to solitaire. And some games are better or worse maybe when it comes to replayability, which I feel like with solitaire games, I feel like you probably want more scenarios. You probably want, so for something like maybe starting with long street attacks. So I mean, I'll recommend Stonewall Sword and Thunder in the Ozarks, Thunder at Dawn. But those are basically one scenario, one game. That's it. You get into long street attacks.
With
go
the
ahead.
quick draw, it won't play the same way.
It won't play the same way anyway. So I don't care. I'm like, any of them are good. And the rules have changed over time, which is, and Herman Luttman, I hit the altar of Herman Luttman solitaire games. His games rules tend to change and games get more complicated over time. Now, it's all the new Blind Swords games. He doesn't do them. Other people are doing them. Steve Carey, friend of the channel, and please.
Because it's now a series rulebook. They use a series rulebook now.
We must tell the Emperor. But what were we saying?
It's a series rulebook now.
Yep. So now it's a series rulebook, and then there's the game rulebook, right? So it's been broken out into both of them. Love it, absolutely love it. I mean, easily, well, if not favorite, one of my top 3 wargaming systems of all time.
Yeah, I need to get digging into that deeper. I've played 2 scenarios out of Longstreet Attacks. I played the original, the kind of starter learning the game scenario, which I honestly think Longstreet Attack is great for learning this system because they have those small
Yep.
scenarios
Yep.
right at the beginning. I've
It's a great one.
gone through 3 scenarios. Yeah, I've done 3 scenarios.
I recommend Longstreet Attacks a lot to people. What's the best? Yeah, Stonewall Sword, this, that, blah, 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 the first ones. Although the rules have also changed a little bit since those, versus Longstreet Attacks is more of probably what I would consider the current rules
Yep.
for the system.
Yeah, it's the first of the really current rules. Yeah.
Yeah. And Longstreet Attack, lots of small scenarios. And the artwork is so good. And obviously, the late Rick Barber had done so much artwork for it to start with, so it's not his anymore. I mean, Edmund Hudson, I think, does the new game maps.
He's got an ode to Rick Barber.
Very much inspired by Ode to him, which is wonderful. So,
well, here's some controversial. I'm not a fan of Rick Barber maps unless they're gigantic.
Where's that ban button?
And the only reason is they're hard to read when you're playing against the hex sides. Now, Rick Barber did the maps for the A Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Yes.
With and they're bigger hexes, and I love it.
Yep.
But with the smaller maps, sometimes it's harder to see the terrain and stuff like that. They're gorgeous. I would love to put them up on the wall, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But what the new guy is doing is he's giving an ode to Rick Barber. It's got the same style, but I think they're cleaner maps a little bit. They're not as on top, like
They're
cleaner. They're a little bit more easier to see. Yeah. So, but
it's
very
busy,
similar.
But I love it.
It's still good. Don't get me wrong; they're beautiful maps, but playing on them sometimes is a little bit harder. So John agrees with me on the maps. So,
well, that's 2 people to ban then.
But and like I said, if it's a giant, and so he did the Most Fearful Sacrifice, which is Gettysburg again, but it's through the orange the Swan system, whatever the Swan system.
Black Swan, yeah,
Black Swan. I was gonna say Orange Swan, but I know that's a different orange something or another somewhere along there. I knew it had Swan in it in a color. But I love it because those maps are the hex are bigger. You can see them a lot better. And a lot of people have said the same thing. The maps are great. They look awesome. Playing on them's a little harder unless you have the bigger hexes. And then, yes, 100%, they're definitely that way.
All right. Well, Tony, you got any more left to show off?
I got one left, and again, it's a series. Now, there are solo options on this, and if you remember what I said, my favorite Arbed Madison game, this is what got me into this system. It wasn't the World War II. It wasn't anything else. It was actually the Falklands, and that's Lock and Load Tactical.
Whoa, interesting. Heroes of the Falklands.
So now, and this is the Falklands. I have no idea why. I'm just absolutely interested in it, and I think it's a modern conflict that I know very little about, and I actually learned so much. So when we were doing the War Room, when I was on that, one of the chat guys in the chat was actually a veteran, and he recommended 3 Days in June, the book 3 Days in June, which is all about one of the battles, the infantry battles there. And so I read that, and I just got I've gotten so fascinated with the Falklands. Matter of fact, the newest Fields of Fire volume 3, is going to have Falklands in it because it's all the British.
Oh, so you're all excited about that.
Yes, I'm very excited about that, and I'm hoping I can get with Colin because I did a when they did the deluxe, I did a playthrough with him so he could kind of teach me and teach everybody. And I'm hoping that I got to get back with him because I always said I wanted to do the Falklands because the terrain for the Falklands he said it's very interesting because it's like wide open going up to the hill. So you basically have no cover going up to the mountain or the hill in some of the scenarios.
Oh.
Yeah. And they also have Afghanistan, which is interesting, but it's from the British perspective, the British troops that were in Afghanistan and not the American. All these games are generally focused on the American, but that whole volume 3 is British. So Arnhem is the other battle that you do in volume 3 with Fields of Fire. So that looks good. But yeah, for some reason the Falklands, but Then I started playing the rest of the Lock and Load tactical system. Now they do have a solo version, and actually the most recent one, which was done by Devin, which was October, fall harvest, something like that. I can't remember the title, and I do apologize, Devin,
No
if you're
worries.
watching. I do apologize because we did. They actually have a full scenario system. Lock and Load went to a full scenario per module. It's not just a generic one that fits it all. So they have setup pieces and everything. So, and then I started doing World War II, and now I really like it. I actually like mostly tactical games. I find large strategic or operational games, they're okay, and depending on the game, I have fun with them. But I really like the tactical because I think it tells a better story. When you're moving a whole army, it's like, oh yeah, this whole army took over. It's like, well, with like Lock and Load technically, like this squad came in and absolutely annihilated a whole platoon of this. You can really get into it, and yeah,
You're creating your own narrative, and as
yep,
a solitaire player, you kind of need to do that to get into the game, right?
yep. See, what's interesting though is like with Blind Swords, even though it's regiments, which by the
Yep.
way, I love that you can. It's not so like warfare had changed is different back then. So a
Yeah.
regiment makes a difference. A regiment is more like a squad when you think about it in like
Oh,
World War II.
it's men basically together,
Yep,
moving as a single unit, right? Like effectively,
effectively. Yep,
versus modern combat is not. So
it's
yeah.
squad level, and even in some cases, individuals such as like the why can't I can never think of the games. Combat! Exclamation point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, speaking of tactical and bringing into my last choice for today, just to keep it so we don't have too many, we could be talking all day on this topic, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Speaking, so I'm going farther back in time now, so it's older and it's very tactical. I mean, it is like it's now. It's not. I'm not saying like man to man tactical style,
Mhm.
but that's what the game system is. It is as far away from strategic as you're going to get. It is I go, you go. So Tony, you're going to hate it, but
I did not say I hated him. I'm just
no, you're
saying
going to
the
hate
themes
it.
of the game.
That's what you said. That's what you said. Quote it. I'm putting it
I
on.
said I don't find him as entertaining as a
I'm putting
solo.
it on
But anyways,
Facebook
what do
and
you got? What
X.
do you got for me that I'm gonna hate before I say I'm
You are
not
going
gonna
to
hate?
hate, and this is part of a massively popular series, been around for a long time. Great battles of history.
Oh yes,
I'm bringing
yes,
out SPQR. I have
yep.
Caesar, Conquest of Gaul, Caesar. I have the collection. I have Julius Caesar, the big collection, which is all in together. I
Oh, you
have
can't. Yep.
Cataphract. I have Hoplites. I have Caesar in Alexandria. Oh, yep, yep. It, I will say, just for, I mean, just for disclosure's sake, I do play simple.
Okay.
Getting into the idea of overly complex. I don't say overly complex. Sounds negative. Complex, right? Complex
Mhm.
games. I don't play a lot of complex games. I just don't. I do play with the simple rules, which does eliminate a little bit of the chrome that maybe some people like more. I don't care. I play with the simple rules. But regardless, SPQR and Great Battles of History.
Yep.
Wow, so just epic and
By the
like,
way, to me, that's not an I go you go. By the way,
look at
because it
this
depends
thing.
on the commander's rating.
That's true.
So for a turn, you could have a commander. It's not quite I go you go. It's more of an impulse, which is kind
A
of
little,
the
yeah.
other. The other thing
Yep.
that I like is impulses. Impulse, like that's what heroes like the Lock and Load Tactical. It's an impulse. That's why I like ASL or ATS so much, is because it's impulse. You're going to activate in tactical, like the Lock and Load. You activate a unit or
Yep.
a hex. Here you're activating a line,
Well,
but
it'll be like a formation,
yep,
leader, and then a formation, right? It's not your whole army,
yep.
right? So which is obviously nice because then it's not like some of these hex encounter World War II games, and I've even played some of them that are I go you go, where it's basically like every single German unit activates, then every Soviet unit activates, and it's like, well, no, this isn't quite the same. Here's the deal: any game where I am punching and clipping thousands of half-inch counters gets like I must like it. I'm not
Yeah.
that much
Yep.
of a masochist. You know what I mean? And there's
Yep.
bags of them in SPQR, bags and bags of these counters.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say. Great system, easy to play. if you want the full system with all the crunch. Richard Berg and Mark Herman designed it and originally, go for it. If you want to get simple GBOH, you are covered with that lot. I don't like the word simple. It's actually more like now medium. It's like medium GBOH. It's not simple. It's still 16 pages of pretty.
It's still a lot there, yeah.
It's still a lot there, so don't get it mistaken. God, but there's all the eras, the eras from the Roman Empire and Caesar. Those are something that just I have a very strong interest in. But you have Hoplite, you have Great Battles of Alexander right there.
I'm wondering if you've got the one that I've been looking for that I do have.
BC. What's that?
I bet you don't have the one that I was looking for. I finally got a copy of it.
Was it the oh shoot, the samurai one?
Nope.
Is that what you're talking
about? That's Rand. No, I'm not. That looks interesting, but that's not one. It is in a green box. Yeah, green box. And it is the Indian, the Chandra.
Yep.
I got this when I was teaching 7th grade. We got into the Mughals and medieval India, not the Mongols, the Mughals. They're relatively close together, but and actually they had a lot of similarities. They were very big on horseback archery. They were like really just like the Mongols, so they but different area. And so I got this interest and fascination with ancient India, and when I saw this box, I was like, I got to get that. I know they're never going to reprint it, and I actually got one for a pretty good deal on the Facebook Consum exchange. I found somebody put one up, and I'm like, hey, do you still have this? And I'm like, yep. And so I picked it up, and I got a good price. I've got to the point now where I don't mind picking up. I actually prefer picking up used games as much as possible, getting them off of somebody else's shelf.
Interesting.
So I know they're going to a good home. So also save a little bit of money too, generally.
Yeah, that's true. I should start doing that. I'm like still Cult of the New, not in a lot of ways, and one of them is like, if another person's touched this game, I don't want it. No, I'm kidding. Kind of, although kind of kidding, kind of not kidding.
I've been lucky that I haven't had to like air out any of the games or anything like that, so most of these guys take care of their games in really good format. So
oh my God, I love
that's a great. No, I love that system. If you're worried about the complexity and want to build up to it, another great game that is also good for solo, which they didn't put on, is the Men of Iron series.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of like it's the cousin.
It's a cousin system. Oh, for sure. It's a similar system.
It's a similar system, but not as chromy. That's the best. I don't want to say not as complex because there's a lot to it, but it's the chrome, and that's what makes the system complex. It's more of the chrome. Yeah. It's not the system itself. For both of them are pretty easy. It's the extra stuff they add to it.
Well, it's easy for us to fall into say, oh, it's too complex, or it's complexity is good, not complexity is bad, simple is bad. It's like, it's all in varying degrees. What's the game? What's it trying to achieve? What do you want to play? Period. Right. So it's us as reviewers talking about these games. Hey, this game was fun. Cool. What does that mean? What does that mean to anyone else? Okay. If you tell me a game is fun, I'm at least gonna be predisposed to believe I probably would like it or more than I would if you were like, this game was not fun at all. But it doesn't tell me anything about it, right? It doesn't have anything concrete. And those games we just covered, just a handful of games and systems.
Yeah.
We could go on and on. We'll spare you guys, but I do want to know, what are your favorite non-solo war games to solo? Non-solitaire war games to solo. You get the idea.
Yeah.
So
well,
I know I've already seen some.
A lot of us
here.
Yep. A lot of us don't have local people to play with anyways, and scheduling, and Wayne, as a father and somebody that works, this, your schedule's not always open to playing anyways. So, it's one of those things that it's like, sometimes you just got to solo the game because you want to play it. And some people have troubles doing that. So,
yeah. Yep. I see. Wayne is saying that only evil people play complex games because they're from the opposing political party.
Lars, stop it.
Lars, we don't do that here. We love history and we love war games. And if those things tie us together, I will take it. You know,
Yep.
let's take what we can in today's world, things to tie us together. So, you guys have talked a little bit about it. I already saw it way earlier, 20 minutes ago. Lars, speaking of Lars, all the Three Crown games, Revolution Games
Mhm.
published from their series, um, is awesome chip pull.
Yep.
So
I have
yeah,
a
I
lot of those.
actually, and this was like kind of OG from my channel,
Mhm.
Poland Defiant,
Yep. I
and
did
I think Konigsberg
Coningsburg.
45. Those were two
Yep.
like from Revolution Games that were it's that system, that chip pull system, and it is World War II, which I made fun of World War II. I Go You Go, although I do like I can get into that if it's a smaller game, smaller
Yep.
map with less counters usually,
Mhm.
but for that chip pull, really good job on that system. Who's the designer? Original designer, or if it's I can't remember if it's different or not. Ekstrom or a Swedish designer, maybe I can't remember.
Yeah.
I won't speak out of turn here, but I know that the two games I had played and I covered on my channel again. Those are old videos. Don't even look at them. They're terrible quality. Don't even go back and look. But I loved them, and it was a chip pull activating certain fronts. So it
Hmm.
wasn't you're activating even like every Soviet unit now or whatever. It was like certain fronts and then certain areas. So like and then they would what was kind of cool, which I liked, which I mean other systems do this as well, but you'd have the turn track and then this front has a number of activation chits that wouldn't come into say turn 3. So that way maybe they're less likely to activate, they only have one activation early, and then 3 turns later now they have 3 activation chits in the cup as opposed to just one, so now that front is getting rolling, right, which you can fit then into historically that front maybe was more active a little bit later as opposed to it was slow to start with, if that makes sense.
It was Ekstrom, by the way. Stefan Ekstrom is the
Okay.
was the designer. Yep.
Okay. All
Stefan
right.
Ekstrom. Yep, you were right on that one. So Commands
Perfect.
Colors, France.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good one too, which is an kind of an I Go You Go that I actually kind of liked. The Simonich, the 40X or the Zoc Bond system. That's a good system. I'm not gonna.
Let's see here. Oh oh um so the France 1944, that's the other one,
Yeah, that's
not
not
the
the Zoc Bond system, but
yeah,
that Zoc Bond system I like, and that is
yeah.
solo. I Go You
Six.
Go, but I think there's some when you can interact with the other player. I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Or with the I Go You Go. Yep.
Like when it's a regular game, a traditional game, a two-player game, whatever, um, that you're trying to solo. If it has like interrupts
Yep.
or like that's why a lot of tactical games I'll struggle with. It's you have like Overwatch and things like that. Opportunity fire,
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, I get it, but like, it starts getting a little more. And then I'll say though, but I will say I've done it. I will say the number one thing for me that I'm like, cards that are like hidden information cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Nope.
don't give me that. I can't do that. I can't handle it. My
Nope.
mental space doesn't allow for that.
You know what
But
game does a really good job to solo for Opportunity Fire is the GTS system,
does it?
because if they get into Opportunity Fire, you have to roll every hex they move into to see if they can Opportunity Fire, if the unit can actually Opportunity Fire, and it's up to that dice roll if they can. So if they can't, you don't get to choose.
Yep.
You have to roll on it, saying, okay,
Yeah.
can it Opportunity Fire? Yes, then you do. And then they move again. So if you miss, then they move again. You have to roll again. You may not get it that time. You can create whatever you want to think of an idea and things like that. So yeah, it's one of those things that it's really really cool. They did a great job with that. And honestly, GTS is one of those where you can actually, because it's a chip pull, so you can solo it pretty well, and it takes the Opportunity Fire
Yep.
out of the hands. Really, you just roll the dice every time there's an opportunity to
Sure.
fire
Sure. And that would, yeah, and then that dice rolling, right? It's a randomness. That's the chip pull part, right? The
it.
randomness. It's really what it is, just a random determination. I mean, chip pull is the same if we were rolling dice, but you just happen to figure out what the numbers are. So,
Yep.
the 65 squad, yep. I know from Flying Pig, it's a Vietnam game, but Night of Man, I think, was kind of the original. I have that. I love that one. Return to the Rock. Michael Ranella is momentum based area impulse game. So that's he's got obviously a solitaire version of that, the solitaire area movement series or whatever sexy name they came up with for it, which I make fun of on every review I do of it. I'm like, you could not have come up with a better name for the series. But anyway, that is not, that's, he's talking about the 2-player one. And then here, actually, so Rob, because Traces of Series, good chip pull. So Traces of War, I believe, right there. Shibuka,
Yep.
I actually got a couple right here.
Okay.
They sent me review copies. I have not covered them on my channel at all. So sorry, Vuka. It happens. Life happens. You can send me some if you want. Doesn't mean I'm going to cover it. Actually, I haven't even played it yet. I haven't punched them. Nothing. So maybe at some
Well, the
point I
nice thing is
will.
they're already rounded, by the way.
Pre-rounded, love it.
Yep, they're
Yeah, then it
rounded.
saves
Yep.
me from my 2,000 counter punching, clipping.
You got that big
Disaster.
forearm going there.
Ugh. What do we got here? What else we got? Any other games here? What's simple
Road
two-player game that plays also is Road to Independence, a fun dice checker. I don't know what that is.
Is
Is that
that the
like a
1776
Road to
Academy
Independence
Games? I'm thinking that might
Academy
be.
game? Is
Yeah.
that like a that's not like a book game because
No, 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 no.
other than Vince Cooper's Bloody Lane, don't really cover those. Road to Independence. I don't even know what that is.
I for some reason I think it's a. And I
Sorry,
could be
Bruce.
wrong.
My apologies. I just thought I knew everything, but apparently I don't. Don't tell my wife.
Well, it helps if I could spell too.
By the Historical Wargame Company.
Oh, that's one of the newer ones. Okay.
Like a Blue
Blue
Panther,
Panther.
right?
Yeah, blue.
Like through
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talk.
We've been talking for over an hour. I'm wore out. I'm sick. I'm wore out. So Blue Panther ish. I mean, I got slapped on the wrist with which when I covered. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, this on my channel. SBQR Battle of Alesia 52 BC. Again, love the when I covered this channel on my channel recently. And Art of War Games, Joe Fernandez, but produced, printed by Blue Panther. And I had said like published by Blue Panther and Blue Panther guy. And I chatted with him a little bit. He came on and kind of slapped my wrist as like, I did not publish this. We just we just printed it. I'm like, oh, sorry. Well, it looks like a Blue Panther game with the exact same box as every other Blue Panther game and every same style of chits as every other Blue Panther game.
Well, yeah, it was printed. It was printed by them, but
Printed by them. But anyway,
yeah,
regardless, whatever. It's
but,
fine. It's all good. I get it. I just when I see, I'm very visual. It must be coming from work. When I see something that looks exactly the same, certain style, I'm like, oh, it's from them, right? It's like, well, no, it's technically they just print it. Okay.
yeah, yeah, they just print it, and so it's published by and then they just print it. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for being all pro. Absolutely, Vince. Just for you, buddy. I'll cover Bloody Lane. I don't know if you saw me showing off me and Tony showing off our little wooden pieces. We were, handcrafting our game and all that. So we'll have it. I'll have mine covered probably shortly.
Hopefully by the end of the month. That's what I'm hoping. So they've
Yeah.
the horror that was for. I'm assuming that's for Road to
Road. It must be the Road to Independence. I would assume. Yeah. Anything else, you guys, for yours, and then we'll just cover maybe one more thing, and then we'll probably wrap it up here because these our hours flown by. I planned for an hour. I knew I was gonna go over a little bit. That's okay. Once you
I like talking, so if you're gonna have me on any show, it's gonna go longer.
No problem.
That's why I teach, so I can just keep talking about history and keep talking, and the students have to listen to me, or at least act like they're listening to me.
Yeah,
whether they are or not is a different story. But
so here's the deal, the guys. There's so many games that you could pick for this, right? And everyone's different too. This isn't a hey, this specific game is wonderful for every single person. There are people who do not want to play this style of game, solitaire, and I don't blame. And it's okay. I get it. It's not just like whatever. I get it. I mean, you are not guided by any sort of AI. You have to make decisions for both sides. Like, you have to put yourself in. So if you're like, I want to pick one side, that's the side I want to focus on. Well, you're not going to get that with some of these games, right? These non-solitaire games. So if you can't do that, or you don't want to, and I'm not even saying can't, you don't want to, I get it completely. So some of these games that work for me, work for Tony, work for you guys, might not work for someone else. Yeah, there was Bruce, Battle for Germany is another good one, he says. So there was the Decision Games deluxe version of that a little while back now. I covered on my channel, and I had a lot of fun with that because that took the old game Battle for Germany and updated it with some new counters, a new map. I think it was a mounted map or two, I believe. So with their new deluxe versions, that's what they're doing. But so just to sort of get off this last topic here is we're about to wrap it up. Just games on your table. You guys, I'll just jump in and go first. Because I don't think I give Tony heads up on this. So here's my table. Obviously you guys know I've been doing Miracle at Dunkirk, and I did my recon. I did my playthrough. A lot of fun doing that. I proud of that one. Guys, check it out, please, if you haven't. And then I have my overview and review of Miracle Dunkirk going up Monday. So basically, about around this time, 10 a.m. ish Central, 2 days from now. So my review will go up. So the game's now off my table, but that video is coming out, and then it looks like probably because I do have to assemble Vince Cooper's Bloody Lane game as an art, and I'm not an art guy at all, so it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought. I did go ahead, and this is on my table now. Worthington's one of their travel games, 1862 War in Virginia. I covered Pacific War, 1942 on my channel. Had a blast with it. So I'll be diving into this one. This will be on my table. It is on my table right now, and that's the one I'll be diving into next, both on my channel and just for me. So, Tony, anything you want to jump in on with games on your table?
Well, I've got I have virtual tables, and then I have my real tables. So
Hey, anything you got? Yeah.
my real table, I'm gonna finish up Aliens. I did my first part of that. I've got to do a couple corrections going forward. It happens. I like a lot of times with me as I read the first part and I don't read the second part of the rules, and that's where I miss some of that. But most times the games that I play solitaire, I cheat for the solitaire system more than I do for me. So if I cheated for me, this is just one of those times where I got it good. Anyways.
Too bad. Yeah.
And then I will have Bloody Lane on hopefully by the end of this week is my hope, but we'll see depending on how life goes. And then virtual table, me and Ruff we are almost done with the Battle of Monmouth, which is the Battles of American Revolution, and we started the Great Crisis of Frederick II. So, which is a VUCA game you cannot get anymore, which is bad, which sucks because it's a really good game. It's a point-to-point 7 Years War game.
Okay.
Basically, I need to learn more about that. Like my 7 Years War is called the French and Indian War. It's not called the 7 Years War.
Yeah, I'm a topic guy. I have to love a topic or be interested in a topic. I have to love a topic in history. I have to love that part of history and be interested in it to really get into a war game. Yeah. Judd and I talked about this last show. Napoleonics. He's been getting into them and everything. He had not been previously, but the last couple of years, I think he said he was getting into it. Maybe more than a couple now at this point. But for me, I at this point I don't have an interest in Napoleonics, so I've never really gotten into it. But at some point, I'm sure I will. There was some point where now World War II for me was the beginning. I remember I was in 5th grade, and I checked out a World War II almanac about this thick out of the library, blew the dust off it in my elementary school. And so I've been into World War II forever. But when it came to like American Civil War, that's more recent for me. I mean, it's been a while now, again, but more recent, even as someone who loved history, was always World War II. And then I kind of was like the ancients, medieval stuff. And then suddenly, oh, hey, American Civil War. Wow, this is fascinating. And now I just can't get enough of it. I imagine Napoleonics. So then when you talked about, some of these 7-year war conflicts, well, French and Indian War, sure. Now we're talking, in Europe, 7-year war in Europe. This topics that it's not that I'll never care about or I don't respect.
Yeah.
I just don't have a strong interest in now. And until something sparks it, I probably won't play the game on it. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's for me. That's how I am.
This was the first time I played a game because of the mechanics and the ideas than I actually did because of the topic. I'm really big, like you, on topic, but this is the one where I was like, I have it because I watched Ruff play it and it looked fun, and it actually is fun, but I don't know the topic very well. So it's kind of one of those things where the game is just really fun to play. It's point to point, you're battling. The mechanics are not hard. I mean, it's like 17 pages of rules, if that, and so it's really quite easy on that. But then you're like going, oh crap, what do I do? How do I go from here to here? And so it's one of those things that I probably should read some on the topic, but I'm having so much fun with the game that I really don't care in this case. It's weird. And I
Oh,
think a lot of it has to do with because I'm playing with somebody else. But if it's solitaire, I really got to be interested into the topic to play
yeah.
for sure.
Like you said, maybe the two-player aspect really has helped to
Yep.
get you going, even if you don't have that. Because yeah, in solitaire, I mean, not to be a smart aleck, but you're the one driving everything, right?
Yep.
The rule, every rule, all your interests, sitting down just to play it. I mean, if you don't have that going, you're not going to do it. And
Yep.
with a two-player game, you maybe more like, all right, yeah, why not? Well, I don't really, why not for my solitaire games for the most part. 9 times out of 10, it's, ooh, yeah, I can't wait. This is what I want to play. This is what I want to cover, that
Mhm.
type of thing. So, and that's why I've had different review copies show up that I never covered on my channel. Haven't yet because I'm just like, I don't care about that topic right now, and so I'm not going to cover it. Sorry,
Yeah,
and it is
Stuka's
what it
kind of
is.
gone
And
the way I have. He put in there he likes rare conflicts, and that's kind of why like the Falklands War was a rare conflict for me. Now I know a lot about it, and I like gaming it. But that it's like sometimes hearing about a conflict, you're like, oh, is there a game for that? And then
yeah,
you can kind of learn through the game. So yeah,
yep, no, for sure.
too bad
And
you have to buy magazine games for most of the rare conflicts.
yeah, well, I let my
Those are hit or
subscription
miss.
lapse on strategy and tactics because I was getting this for the last year or whatever, and I was getting all these games. And I'm interested in one of these.
Yeah,
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm literally have like 5 of the 6 issues up for sale, or like 4 of the 6 issues up for sale. One I did cover, and one I'm looking forward to covering. But it's like, okay, it's the other 4. It's like that's kind of a lot of hassle I might as well just buy the one specifically I like. But I do understand that absolutely. So Christopher, probably last comment we'll cover. Only play games where I know the history on. That's why I asked for some good book titles on the American Revolution.
he asked about it yesterday.
Okay.
And there's a trilogy. 2 of the 3 books are out by Rich Atkinson about the American Revolution, and those I recommend very highly. He's done some great World War II stuff, and the first 2 books I've been told are really good. And they follow a lot on the lines of his other trilogy that he had for World War II. So, yep. So
Wonderful.
definitely,
Wonderful.
if you're and Wayne, I'd recommend them too because they're very narrative in a lot of cases.
Oh,
And
okay. I missed them, but I'll ask later. You can message
yep,
me now that we're chit chatting a
yep,
little bit again. You can always
yep.
message me and let me know what you got there. But Stuka, I see your comment, but we got to wrap it up, Stuka. We got to wrap it up. We can't be here all day. We have stuff to do. We have games to watch.
Yep.
I got to see my Badgers likely lose against Michigan, but we're always going to be a fan. Always going to do what we can. Hope for the best here. Tony, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. It was a great time. I was glad. I was like, finally, I get to actually talk with you in person, or as
You
close
know,
to as in person as possible.
thought you were too good for me all these years. I thought you were just up here and I was down here, and it seemed like I just couldn't get you on. And
Nope.
then turns out you are just a nice guy after all. So the
Yeah, I
rumors are
try to
true.
be. Yeah.
The rumors are true. You are a nice guy. But you know what, everybody, I think. Well, I'll post on my channel about the next 2 weeks. The show 2 weeks from now. But make sure you tune in to Tony's Board Life. If you're watching me, probably already are because I feel like everyone's probably subscribed to
Yeah,
everyone
it
else's
usually
channel.
works out that way. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not in the usual kind of the rough and Tony in that group. I'm kind of been in my own world a little bit. So hey, if you're a follower of me that you haven't checked out Tony's Board Life, I have a link in the description of the video as well. Otherwise, show's too short. Good to see you guys. I know it still gets too short. It's too short, but we gotta go. We got my throat. It's fading me. It's not every week. It's every other week. It's every other Saturday at the same time, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, we'll have some posts more on my channel. Check it out, Wayne Hansen on YouTube. If you're watching it, then you're on the channel here. So thanks, everybody. And until next time,